Through video, we can all learn together. Please subscribe, like, and share. Thanks for watching. And please go tell your friends and neighbors about what you've learned.
Yesterday, the president had a roundtable at the White House, and they were talking about jobs. And they had the fellow who runs Goya Foods, Bob Unanue, and he said that this president reminds him of his grandfather who started Goya Foods back in the 1930s.
Our company was founded in 1936 by my grandfather, who left Spain at only 18 years old. We're all truly blessed at the same time to have a leader like President Trump, who is a builder. And that's what my grandfather did. He came to this country to build, to grow, to prosper.
Well, through the magic of television, there you saw him right there yesterday in the Rose Garden, and now right here on your TV channel, we've got Goya Foods CEO and President Bob Unanue. Bob, good morning to you.
Good morning, Steve, Emily, and Brian. How are you all doing?
We're doing
good to talk to some friends.
Well, there you go. Thank you very much. It's good to have you as well. So what was the president's message to the Hispanic business leaders who were at the roundtable yesterday?
Well, we were part of a commission. It's called the White House Hispanic Prosperity Initiative. And they called on us to be there to see how we could help opportunities within the economic and educational realm for prosperity among Hispanics and among the nation. You know, the United States, after Mexico, is the largest Hispanic country in the world. And so Hispanic prosperity means U.S. prosperity.
Bob, can you speak to the trajectory that Hispanic Americans have seen during this administration and what you see moving forward if this president were to win re-election in November?
You know, the Hispanic population has doubled since the year 2000. And so as the Hispanic population grows and the contribution of the Hispanic community is incredible. New business startups are 3 times as fast within the Hispanic community than within any other community. Previous to COVID, the Hispanic unemployment was the lowest in history. So very proud of our group of employees who are first responders. When this COVID hit, you know, I went to our people and I said, look, this is going to be tough. And they said, if we don't do it, nobody will. So we've worked around the clock. We never stopped working. And I'm really proud of that. And that's what is part of the tenacity of the Hispanic worker who, you know, wants to contribute to this country. Not to take, but to contribute and to give and to build.
Hey, Bob, are you getting a boycott? That's what I've heard because you had the audacity to show up at the president's invitation and say some positive things about him.
You know, Brian, yes. And, you know, it's suppression of speech. In 2012, 8 years ago, I was called by Michelle Obama to Tampa. And they were mentioning to launch a My Plate thing, which we put on. It's putting the nutritional pyramid into a plate of portion control. They wanted to approach the African-American community, the Hispanic community, to eat more nutritionally. So they called on us as the most recognized Hispanic brand in the United States, and I went. I went to the White House later, and I introduced, in Hispanic Heritage Month, President Obama. And so you're allowed to talk good or to praise one president, but you're not allowed, when I was called to be part of this commission to aid in economic and educational prosperity, and you make a positive comment, all of a sudden that's not acceptable. So, you know, I'm not apologizing for saying, and especially if you're called by the President of the United States, you're going to say, no, I'm sorry, I'm busy, no thank you. I didn't say that to the Obamas, and I didn't say that to President Trump.
Bob, it seems like there's a double standard, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, Brian. That's Steve. I'm sorry.
We're your friends. You said that earlier.
Yes, sir.
And tying up with what we were talking about earlier regarding Joe Biden's plan that he unveiled yesterday. As a CEO, how would you and your company be impacted if Joe Biden wins and those particular Bidenomics come into play with your business?
Well, let me tell you, the president has taken away a lot of the regulations and roadblocks to prosperity. The function of the government is to provide an environment in which businesses can prosper. As soon as the government gets involved in impeding that, then that makes doing business a lot harder. It's not easy to build and run a business today. It really is difficult. And so we need the most help so that we can create jobs. We don't need roadblocks and in our path.
All right, Bob, the other thing that I think really affects you, number one is I heard your message about food banks yesterday. People are starving, and
Yes,
people
sir.
and we're not aware of it, and you're aware of it. You're doing what you can. People have to find out their local food bank and help out. Number two, I'm extremely worried about restaurants. And now all these states are saying no more indoor dining. That's going to affect the people. They're not going to be buying less food from you. People are going to be going out. The whole industry could collapse. How concerned are you on that?
In recessions and things like that, we actually do pretty well. We sell basic, nutritional and good food products. So during those times, we tend to prosper. You mentioned the food banks. In 2008, there were shortages of corn, wheat, a lot of the commodities, rice, et cetera. This year is something similar. So we're packing around the clock. We're hoping that by the end of the summer, when new crops come in the meantime, we're donating 1 million cans of chickpeas, 1 million pounds of food to the food banks to start filling. And that's something we do through Goya Gives all year, every year. We're always giving back to our community with face masks, in scholarships, in food and things like that. We are blessed, and we want to give back. We want to give back to the community.
And Bob, I think that's a testament, too, to your place in the supply chain and those that have the benefit of direct-to-consumer versus, as Brian brought up, direct-to-restaurants that really feel those holes. And the fact that you have been prospering during this time and continue to stay committed to donations just speaks to your generosity and your philanthropic endeavors. We're so grateful for your time this morning. We're grateful for your collaboration with the president and for what you do with Goya Foods. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily.
Take no part in the fruitless works of darkness. Rather, expose them, and your joy shall arise, and Christ will give you light. That's in Ephesians 5. Look it up. Have you read it? Thanks for watching. Stillshadows.
If you want freedom, take pride in your country. If you want democracy, hold on to your sovereignty. And if you want peace, love your nation. Wise leaders always put the good of their own people and their own country first. The future does not belong to globalists. The future belongs to patriots